So thank you for the question. I have been woodworking for 13 years now, and I kind of fell down the vertical integration rabbit hole of cutting and drawing my material about 10 years ago. 7 years ago, I started making videos on building furniture and sourcing and producing lumber, hoping to inspire other people to do the same as something that I am so passionate about. And then 6 years ago, I started doing that full time, and I have been doing that full time ever since. Now, I could show off some of my more recent work, but today I want to show some of my earliest pieces because everyone has to start somewhere. So this right here is the very first thing I ever made. It's made out of plywood and just has some edge banding that is just some trim details that I got out of the bin at the home center. Plenty of gaps and things in here. Lots of filler, which hasn't really aged super well, but everything here is all butt joints and brad nails. So this piece here is just simply glued to the underside and nailed, and then I have some moldings applied to the ends of the plywood. And this is just a little cloth basket holder thing that I made for my wife, but that really got me started in the journey that I've been on. Now after that, I made several projects that utilized plywood pretty heavily, but about a year later, I was ready to get into solid wood furniture. And this arts and crafts or mission style coffee table was the very first piece of solid wood furniture that I built. I learned how to do mortise and tenons, so these are all mortise and tenon connections here between the rails and the slats, and then these long rails here, and I guess these short rails here too, are sliding dovetails into the ends of the legs. Not very clean joinery by any means, but it has stood the test of time. Now this is also the project that sent me down the rabbit hole of cutting and producing my own lumber, because when I built this out of red oak that I got from the home center, and it was not cheap at all. I was a college student, so at the time this was $180 worth of material, which is how much I would have to spend to buy a router, for instance. So I started down the rabbit hole of producing my own material so that I could drastically reduce my material costs so I could actually build projects and get practice. And just for fun, I think about 6 years later, I built this secretary desk, and then it also has this bookcase over here. This is cherry, and I was involved in the felling, sawing, and drying of all the lumber that went into this project. And then if you saw some of my earlier TikToks, there is the high boy that's sitting there behind it, and then this is the lowercase for it. Both these pieces of furniture are too tall for any room in this house right now, so they are currently in storage. So that's a pretty quick look at how I've gotten to where I am now.